Parents are so important, and to be a parent is certainly amazing. It is so of significance that the United Nations declared the 1st of June since 2012 the day or the Global Day of Parents. Now, they wanted to emphasize the importance of families and they wanted to increase the awareness. When we talk about that Global Day of Parents, we have to look actually in two different areas. One is the child or the children, another one is the parent or parents. Child. The child perspective towards the parent is usually not that amazing because they take parents for granted. They are, nagging, they are always not allowing, they are dictating, they're saying no to so many things. At the beginning, so no, don't touch that, don't touch it, don't put this in your mouth. Later on, they say, no, don't go there. Later on, they say, no, this boy, this girl is no good. Later on, they talk about their education, it's like what they should do, what they should not do, etc. They are always interrupting, interfering, and they are a little pain for a lot of children. Now, I looked from a different perspective, talking about my childhood. I was brought up without a father, and I envied my friends at the same age. When I went at their houses, they had a mom and a dad running around, telling them, being there, etc. And when I was 13, my mom passed away because of some disease. So from that day onward, I didn't have parents, and I understood, maybe since the first, day in my life, basically, what it actually means to have parents, mom and dad. Now, I never took my mom for granted. And the significance is basically that the parents, talking about the parents, have, of course, taken care of their role as a provider about food and shelter, education. So this is the base, right? I call this the fundament. Now, above that, there should be something more, because as a parent, you're going into a leadership role, if you want it or not, if you see it like that or not. But it is, because you are the role model. You are telling your child directly and indirectly what the world is all about. It's about your beliefs, your convictions, your values, and the entire world is actually not imposed, but influenced, of course, towards your child. Now, when I tell couples, parents in coaching sessions about that, I always tell them it's actually really, really important that they sort out their issues, their unsolved wishes, desires, and, a couple of businesses, like what maybe happened in their childhood. Like, once you have an abusive parent, you will become also an abusive parent unless you just stop that chain reaction, and you solve that within yourself, you heal yourself. Because elsewise, we are just repeating things in a good way as well as in a bad way. And that is why it's really, really important for parents to solve their things. And also in their relationships, not just, their individual issues, but also what they bring then into the relationship. You see, families are very, very complex. Now, when the mom and the dad have some issues, for some reason or another, it will be also affecting the child. The child learns. First of all, okay, this is a marriage all about. This is love all about. This is a relationship all about. And of course, that's not really the world, right? So all the possibilities of all these things. But it's a certain thing because they lived in front of the child. And the child is orientating him or herself because of whatever he sees from the world. And that's, first of all, mom and dad. And apart from that, which is a really, really important point, it is also really, really important to help the child in terms of, let's say, spirituality. It's a big word, I know. Spirituality in the sense of going inward, looking inside, because whatever we have in our school system, in our social media, in our neighborhood, society, it's always the outside world, outward. The news, even the weather, all the talks, usually it's about some materialistic things, it's about what happened, it's about what is going to happen, etc. But I think as a parent, you can do really some fine work to support your child to look inside. And this can start with a very basic thing. For example, my own example. One night, I think I was 8 or 9, I asked my mom to read for me. Or elsewise to put a cassette, of some audio fairy tale or some story. And then she said, well, Yasmin, we can do that, but what I suggest you is, why not checking out that? She actually didn't speak like that, but I'm just making a little, happier. Just reflect on your day. What happened to you? What was going on in your day? How you liked it, what you didn't like. And so she gave me a couple of questions which I can ask myself. Now, this is a typical example of that leadership, right? To look inward and not just getting more and more and more information upon, because the world is already full of information. And I think we should not support that even more as parents. And that is, I think, a lot of work for a parent if you're looking into that. And this is a lot of, devotion, time, energy, money. Money not so much, but what I have seen in many parents, because they also work, they also have the other family members to take care of, the extended family, and all this whatever goes on in life, so that they want to take sometimes a shortcut with their children, because the children ask so many questions, they are demanding in a couple of areas. So then they park them in front of the TV, or giving them some cell phone or Game Boy, that was earlier. So to have a little free space for them. And I'm not judging here. I understand both perspectives. From the child is really, really excited about all that. And the parent is also sometimes, good when it comes to, okay, so leave the child for an hour, 2 hours to that TV and I can do some work. I get that completely. But I think we have to structure ourselves as parents in a good way that we can really be there for our child. What I admire, and a lot of moms which are working, is that they always schedule their working hours according to the schedules of their children. I mean, it makes totally sense, and it's also selfish, I think, from the moms, because they want to spend time when the child has also some time, comes from school or kindergarten or something like that, playground, tuitions. And this is also something, I'm not saying so we all have to be now perfect parents, but I'm saying is really, really significant what I have seen as a life coach in couple coaching sessions with parents specifically, that I urge everybody really to solve their own issues. Maybe about anger, some anger issues, maybe about not being patient, maybe about not understanding the child. Can be about anything, and especially to see their own behavior, their own habits, what they usually do. Like, I give you the example of abusive parents. It's a strong example, I understand that, but I want to get my message across. And there are also very, very fine things which we are doing, which we are not even getting in our conscious mind. But it's really important. So what I suggest is, be a little more aware of what you do, what you think, and why you do what you do. So what is the intention behind that? Or is it just a repetition of what you have done since so many years and which you observed from your mom or your dad or whoever took care of you when you were a child? So I want to celebrate not just this day, but the whole life with you as parents. So, and parents, it's a significant thing, that is for sure. And I've talked to many parents, and what they all told me was after the first child, their whole world changed. And I think this is what we sign up for when we become parents. So I wish you a great, great time. And I talk to you soon. Bye, ciao, tschüss, namaste.